Hi, I'm Liz for KelownaNow, and I'm here with Aman Dosanj. Thanks for being here. And she's the creator of the Paisley Notebook and is doing lots of other things. So a lot of people might know you for Popadoms, but tell us what's been happening over the last couple of years.
Well, we sold the restaurant and handed over the keys on January the 11th, 2016. By March the 1st, I was in the clouds and I decided to use every penny I had to go traveling. Wow. So I traveled around the world and decided to learn about the world through food. So I asked people to share food memory with me, and then I just wanted to kind of strip things back into why we cook in the first place. And it became a really special way of seeing the world. And now I take those stories and put them into food.
Okay, and so when did you get back to Kelowna?
I got back on my mum's birthday because I'm a planner.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to buy her a present.
Very nice, yeah.
So that always works out when you're a poor backpacker.
And so you've been taking these memories and things that you've learned and applying them into sort of pop-ups, is that right?
Yep, so I do a pop-up dinner approach. So kind of doing restaurant quality food in unexpected places. So I team up with farms and orchards and vineyards this year, and we just do a really cool long dinner table. But most of the time in the Okanagan you have to pay for the luxury of being in a vineyard. And so this way I wanted to kind of do it so that it's 4 courses but keeping it really affordable, because I think food shouldn't be exclusive. And when you make someone fall in love with a long dinner table, that's kind of a magical thing, and food's just an easy way to make people smile. So,
yeah, it is.
So then my mom's there, my brother's there, and it's kind of a mini Popadoms experience, but it's a it's menu, because it's all about trust.
Yeah.
Not only trusting your farmer and where your food comes from, but also the person cooking for you.
And I'm curious as far as what kind of answers stood out to you from your trip when you asked people about the memories.
It's the most content people were the people that didn't have very much. And when I was in Fiji, for instance, there was a fisherman, and I remember walking past, and it was just after the cyclone hit, and so I was there to help clean up. And then I was like, oh, do you like being a fisherman? And then he got all like sparkly eyed, and he was like, oh, I love being a fisherman. When I'm in the sea I get to play with the fishes. When I'm around town I don't really like being around the cars and the people, but I feel really happy when I'm in the sea. And then you probe him a little more and was like, oh, have you ever been on the water when there's been like a natural disaster? And he's like, not a tsunami or a cyclone, but when it's been really choppy. And literally his choppy meant that his boat capsized, he lost everything, and he had to swim for 8 hours to keep alive.
Like an actual disaster.
And he still wanted to be a fisherman. And he was like, it's good for my family. We have food, we have a house. And he was just like the cutest thing ever. Wow. And it kind of reminds you about, what's really important. And he just loves what he does.
What a real bad day looks like. Yeah. Wow.
No lack of Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And so you've got something coming up here, March 8th for International Women's Day. You want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah, I would love to. So whilst I was traveling, unfortunately one of my friend's stepdaughters decided to end her battle with mental health challenges. And I wanted to, this is my way of helping, so I may not be able to donate, but I can get together with my friends and celebrate International Women's Day. So we wanted to not only do an event which I produce and host as well as cook in, but also kind of just draw attention to the amazing talent that we had in the Okanagan. So last year it was called Be Bold for Change. We had 39 people and we raised $7,709.87 with
Not
39
bad.
people.
Wow.
So that was bringing together the South Okanagan, which I think is a lot of the time forgotten in events, but we've got some incredible talent there. The winemakers all not only bought tickets but donated the wine as well, and everyone knew what the importance was on this event. And so I took the Food Memory Project to the CMHA. I volunteered for 3.5 weeks, got to know the participants, and just helped with their Meals Matter program and got to know everyone. And so on the back of every menu was a different person's story. So even though if I couldn't go and tell you about the story, you could start that conversation about mental health around the dining table, which is kind of cool. So this year we're going to Tantalus Vineyards. It's again on March the 8th, but it's on a Thursday. Tickets go on sale on Monday, and we go up to 52 people.
Okay.
So I'm bringing together some of my friends from Alberta as well as BC. So it's kind of nice.
Who's helping you out? Yeah.
So Leah Messi was a friend that I met in the fall. When we went to bush camp. So I was part of a show called From the Wild, which teaches you about wild food, and then you're in situations where you have an open fire and you need to learn how to cook it.
Right.
So she was actually on the first episode where she was ice fishing, and she decided in the middle of a snowstorm to make ice cream. And so she took the elements and used it in her favor, and then she took preserves from her home garden and took you back to the summertime.
Okay.
And it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And she's never headlined on an event, and on her birthday I asked her to be part of it. So this is the first time that she's ever going to be headlining the dinner. And
so maybe some fish and ice cream or something coming up.
She's doing the first course.
Yeah.
So she works at a place called Bira, which is in Edmonton.
Yeah.
They're known for their sourdough, so she's going to be flying over to help and support us. And
who else do you have there?
Erin Pickering, who works for Nicole Gomez, who won Top Chef All-Stars last year.
Okay.
She's her right-hand person, but never really got all of the media attention, even though that she's been cooking beside Nicole for many years. Yeah. She's incredible. So she's on the second course. Then the third course is me with a tribute to our BC coastline and a seafood dish. Then we have the winner of gold medal plates from Calgary. So Jinhee Lee from Foreign Concept, and she was the first female, I think, in about 10 years to ever win. And so she's coming as well. And we met last year at gold medal plates and became friends ever since. And she's kind of been doing what I want to do with Indian food, so kind of taking it so it's an elevated approach, and that it's more than cheap food and more than diced meat in a bowl.
Right.
And then finally, my fellow BC friend Tina Tang, who works at Predator Ridge, is a pastry chef, and she's with Culinary Team BC as well. So she's going to be representing Canada in the Culinary Olympics in 2020.
Whew.
And so
that's quite the lineup.
It is a cool
so
lineup.
There's lots going on there. So what are you hoping people take away from this event?
To raise awareness, when we started, kids didn't really have a place to go, and we had a small helping hand when it came to the foundry being open, and now more of the funds is going to be going to the foundry, and so it means that there's that gap is kind of being left and just kind of being left behind, and hopefully we can show people that food is a way of bringing people together and the community together. And it's not a fundraiser where you buy a ticket and you think you're doing a good deed because it's for charity. The charity is going to be there, and it's all about the charity. So it's just a warm and fuzzy kind of event, and women just supporting women, and we're just doing it for a good job, a good thing. And there's no egos in the kitchen, which is, it's just fun because we're just friends. So we just want to cook together. Yeah. And we've wanted to cook for each other for a while. So it was just like us helping each other out. We're going to be helping each other plate, telling stories in the night, and the winemakers are great, and female winemakers. And
okay, well, that sounds like an amazing event. So that's March 8th, and we'll put all that stuff on our website.
Thank you.
And lastly, I know a lot of people miss the Popadoms food, and so you are doing these.
Feeding you.
Yeah, I miss being fed. So where are these pop-ups happening, or what's next?
So I'm working on all my pop-up dates for this year. I'm going up to hopefully 10 different farms and vineyards. Wow. So teaming up with Roche on this year actually marks my 10 years in Canada, which considering I was only supposed to sit here for a year, and
the way it works.
I was sucked in, and restaurant life happened. So we're both going to be doing our immigrants approach to Canada Day. And so we're doing a French-inspired Indian menu. Oh, boy. And then we're just kind of teaming up with different farms. So there's going to be Claremont Ranch Organics, there's Caldwell Heritage Farms, and then the idea is to pay tribute to the farm. So the menu is based on what is available that week. It's very local, and so PaisleyNotebook.com or at Paisley Notebook, or find me on Facebook.
Well, we will stay tuned for sure. Thanks so much for being with me today.
Thank you so much.
All right, and for Kelowna Now, I'm Liz.